Greetings YouTube, Mr. Hub 929 here. Got a tabletop review for you today of the LED LENSER P5R. Ready for it? It's a little nothing fancy there for you. This flashlight I recently purchased from work. They're going to do a payroll deduction. It was actually purchased from Granger. A coworker had a very similar light and it was damaged, so they replaced it, and this is the replacement they gave him. And it's fairly impressive. So we'll get into that in just a second. For me, this is not going to be a carry flashlight. This is going to be a weapons mounted light. If you've seen my video of my M4, my AR-15, I have a Mako Fab Defense mount, the Stanley light, and basically I could not get that light out of the Fab Defense holder, which I'm fine with. I don't mind having a secondary light to fall back on. But I couldn't remove it from the Fab Defense holder because of the way it was originally put in. The tolerances were so close I literally had to drive it in with a hammer. So I'm just going to get a new Fab Defense mount because I really like that mount. Back to the video here, back to the light. This thing, 200 lumens on high, 15 lumens on its low mode. Distance, it's viewable, 190 meters on high, 50 meters on low, 3 hours of runtime on high, 7 hours on low. It has 3 different settings. It has high mode, which is, one click, turn it on, you get your high mode. The 2 clicks actually jumps over here to your low mode, which is only 15 lumens. It's still decently bright. And there's a tactical setting, and it's a strobe mode for confusing and distracting someone if you need to use this in a defensive manner. The way that the beam focuses, it has a focusable lens, and it's just a matter of taking your finger or thumb and pushing the lens housing forward or backwards. So you start out with a floodlight, and then you slide that housing forward and you end up with a spotlight. The charger, shown here in the picture, it holds onto the top of the flashlight magnetically. It has a USB cord so you can charge it off your laptop, your phone charger. It comes with its own wall charger, so it gives you a lot of options, and I really kind of like that, just because as a light you might depend on, you need multiple ways of charging up the lithium-ion battery, and this gives you quite a bit of room for choosing how you're going to recharge the battery. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this baby. Forgive me, I'm trying to open with one hand. Spin it around. The case. The only thing I don't like about the case is the molded hinges and the molded latches. They're very functional for something that I don't think will be kept in a case very often. But if they're going to go to all the trouble to send it with a nice case like this, I'd really like to see real hinges and a real hasp of some kind that are built to last. Those are my only real gripes, and considering that this is something that should be an everyday use flashlight, I really don't think those grapes have any real merit. Open up. Okay, something else that's neat about this light. Okay, get right to it. Here's the light. This thing is actually very, very small. Get ready for this. I'll give you a little flash here. Yeah, that bright. I mean, you don't even get a chance to see the LED come on. It just blacks out the light screen completely. I was telling you this is focusable. It's 200 lumens. Okay, that is floodlight there, and you can see it jump to spot. And all I'm doing there is I'm taking my thumb and I push the housing forward. Floodlight, spotlight, pull back again, and it's back to flood. It's only maybe a ½ inch of travel. You can see that's it right there, that little push. Okay, that's the charger back. The center, I'm assuming, is your hot. The outer ring would be the negative. It's on, off. The detent for clicking this thing on is very, very deep. Deep enough that sometimes I don't necessarily get all the way in for the click. It doubles as a momentary switch. On, off. I'm just giving a little push. Push deeper, you'll hear the click. So it's really neat design. I mean, I'm fairly impressed by it. It has a warning here that tells you that it's extremely bright bulb. This housing up here where the LED is gets quite hot. If it's on for more than 3 or 4 minutes, you can really feel the heat coming out of this thing. Okay, let's move on. This is the charger. Okay, show you the end of it. Okay, that arrow there lights up red or green. Green while the light is charging, and once red while it's charging, and once it has charged, it turns to green to let you know that it's ready. There's the USB port, plugs into your computer. If you have a cell phone charger, you don't feel like carrying a lot of stuff with you, you can just carry this and plug your, most of your universal chargers for your phone. You have a USB plug that doubles as a data cord, so you can unplug that cord from your charger and plug this right in. Comes with a pre-attached Velcro closure to wind your cord up nice and neat. Another little nice touch here, I think, is this wall mount. Now, what it does, your flashlight lays in here and makes contact with the upper half. Let me put it all together here. Just a second here, because I've only got one hand. Okay, your charger fits in a lock. It has 2 little tabs on it. And what happens is you take your light, you lay it in, and the magnet grabs the base. And this thing is actually quite strong. You can mount it in any position. Included is the wall charger. And if you're somebody that happens to travel for some reason, you choose some time in Europe, this thing comes, you have to order, I would assume order this piece secondary, but you have a little push button. You push in, and basically your socket for your wall charger slides out and is easily replaceable with your European charger. Okay, comes with a belt clip. This thing is a tight fit. Your flashlight is not going to get knocked out of this thing. It rotates. It's also very, very stiff. I don't know how well this thing will hold up over time, but it feels really, really sturdy. Sturdy enough to the point that I almost don't like it because it's hard to get the flashlight out of it. Comes with your screws and wall anchors to mount your charger to the wall if you want to. Also comes with a lanyard. I don't care for the lanyards. I don't know why. I just don't. Silica pack comes in there to keep everything nice and dry. It's a good touch. So that is my flashlight, the LED LENSER P5R. This thing is stupid bright. So you don't even get a chance to see the bulb start to light up. It just blanks out the screen immediately. Try and show you. Here's high mode. I'm going to try for low mode. It's low. It's still fairly bright, but you can actually look at it now. It's not whiting out my camera completely. And then you have the defensive mode. I'll try that again. There it is. It cycles so quickly that on the screen all I'm seeing is basically lines running up and down the screen in a light pattern. But it's a very disorienting. Yeah, it cycles so quickly my camera's not even really picking up. You can kind of see it there a little bit, but trust me, this thing is very bright and very disorienting when strobe functions